Hello, it's a pleasure to have you here. The clock is ticking, but for more than 700 Nigerians trapped in South Africa, every passing hour brings more fear, more uncertainty, and more frustration as the June 30th deadline declared by anti-immigration groups rapidly approaches. Hundreds of Nigerians who registered to return home are still stranded, waiting for evacuation flights that have yet to arrive. What makes this situation even more painful is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu reportedly approved funds weeks ago to bring these Nigerians home. Yet, despite that approval, bureaucratic delays they allegedly prevented the money from reaching the airline expected to carry out the evacuation. The result is a humanitarian crisis unfolding in slow motion, while thousands of kilometers away. Frightened Nigerians continue to live under the shadow of rising xenophobic tensions. According to reports, more than 1,000 Nigerians registered with the federal government for voluntary evacuation after anti-immigration protests intensified across South Africa. The first rescue operation successfully brought back 258 Nigerians, while another 66 later returned through private intervention. But more than 700 people are still waiting, with many wondering whether help will arrive before the June 30th deadline set by anti-immigration groups demanding that foreigners leave South Africa. Officials familiar with the operation says Air Peace was expected to conduct 4 additional rescue flights using its Boeing 777 aircraft. However, the airline reportedly declined to deploy the aircraft until payment for the operation was confirmed. According to government sources, the money approved for the flight has yet to complete administrative processing, creating a dangerous delay that has left hundreds of Nigerians exposed to increasing hostility. The delay is not just about paperwork. It is affecting real people, real families, and real lives. Many Nigerians had already been instructed to report the Nigerian High Commission in Johannesburg ahead of what they believe would be their departure. Some traveled long distances carrying their luggage, expected to board flights home. Instead, they were informed that the aircraft would not be arriving because payment issues had not been resolved. Some of those who had already left their accommodation had nowhere to return. The Nigerian High Commission reportedly had to provide temporary shelter, food, and other basic necessities for stranded men, women, and children, while officials searched for a solution. Eventually, ValueJet reportedly stepped in through private intervention, paying for tickets that allowed 66 Nigerians to return to Lagos. While that gesture brought relief to dozens of families, it barely scratched the surface of the larger problem. Hundreds of Nigerians remain stranded, uncertain whether they will be evacuated before tensions escalate even further. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. Since late April, anti-immigration protests have intensified in several parts of South Africa. Foreign nationals, particularly Africans from other countries, have increasingly become targets of hostility. Protest groups have accused migrants of taking jobs, placing pressure on public services, and contributing to crime, allegations that many migrants strongly reject. The situation has created an atmosphere of fear that extends beyond undocumented migrants. Nigerians living legally in South Africa says the hostility often does not distinguish between those with proper immigration documents and those without them. According to community leaders, anyone perceived to be a foreign African can become a target. The president of the Nigerian Citizens Association in South Africa, Reverend Frank Onyekwelo, painted an alarming picture of the situation. He claimed that more than 20 Nigerians have died since the renewed wave of xenophobic attacks began, with others assaulted, displaced, or forced to abandon businesses they spent years building. According to him, Some Nigerians were allegedly attacked publicly, while others watched helplessly as their shops were vandalized or looted. He said the organization possesses names, photographs, and evidence documenting incidents across Johannesburg, Cape Town, KwaZulu-Natal, and the Eastern Cape. Another Nigerian community representative described the atmosphere as extremely volatile. According to him, many Nigerians now live in constant fear as organized anti-immigration campaigns continue through street protests, social media mobilization, and public demonstrations. He warned that while many protests claim to target undocumented migrants, the intimidation frequently affects all black foreign nationals, regardless of their immigration status. Business owners say the economic impact has been devastating. One Nigerian trader based in Johannesburg claimed that she had lost more than 15 million naira after being unable to operate her business for weeks. She alleged that many foreigners have remained indoors because of fears of harassment, violence, or arrest. According to her, entire neighborhoods where migrants live have experienced heightened police activity alongside anti-immigration demonstrations, creating an environment where many people no longer feel safe leaving their homes. As fears continue to spread, thousands of Nigerians now face an impossible choice. Some want to remain because they have built successful businesses and established families in South Africa. Others simply want to return home safely before violence escalates further. But without available evacuation flights, many say they have no realistic option except to wait. Meanwhile, the Nigerian High Commission has attempted to reassure stranded citizens that evacuation operations will resume soon. Officials say logistical and technical challenges temporarily interrupted the program but insist the issues are being resolved. They have advised screened Nigerians to remain on standby and wait to be contacted individually before traveling to the High Commission. The mission also confirmed that it has formally appealed to South African authorities to provide adequate protection for Nigerian nationals before, during, and after the June 30th deadline. While awaiting a response, officials have urged Nigerians to remain law-abiding, avoid confrontations, and exercise extreme caution. For many stranded Nigerians, however, reassurance alone is no longer enough. Every delayed flight increases anxiety. Every postponed departure leaves another family wondering whether they will become the next victims of violence. Every administrative bottleneck now carries consequences far beyond paperwork. This crisis also raises broader questions about emergency response and government preparedness. When citizens register for evacuation because they genuinely fear for their safety, speed becomes essential. Delayed measures in days can have life-changing consequences for people caught in volatile situations. As the June 30th deadline rapidly approaches, pressure continues to mount on Nigerian authorities to complete the evacuation of the remaining citizens before tension escalates further. Families back home are anxiously waiting for news. Those stranded in South Africa are watching every announcement with hope that the next flight will finally be theirs. Hundreds of Nigerians remain in limbo, caught between growing xenophobic hostility in a foreign country and administrative delays preventing their journey home. Whether those rescue flights arrive in time may determine not only the success of the evacuation operation, but also the safety of hundreds of Nigerian lives. What is your opinion on this report concerning xenophobia? Share your views in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe for more breaking news from Nigeria and across Africa. I'm Chidera Isom. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next report.